Hi there, welcome to No Nonsense Whisky. My name's VinPF, and on today's episode we're going to be covering another Jura, in this case the 7 Wood. Now you might remember a little over a month ago I covered the Jura Journey. I received that bottle as a birthday present from my mother, in fact, and I mentioned in that video that I wasn't overly keen on Jura. I've been kind of not intentionally avoiding them, but just not buying them because the previous range I wasn't really too bothered about. Now obviously this range came out in 2018. Haven't really delved into it that much, but based on that last review, a contact of mine at Whyte Mackay got in touch and said, would I like to try some more of the range? So this, and I have the 18-year-old coming up as well. You can't see, it's just out of shot down there. Both of those were received from Whyte Mackay's for in exchange for an honest, fair review. That is this today. Now today we have the 7 Wood. It's presented at 42%, and it is added colour and it is chill filtered, just like the rest of the range is. 42%, so it is a little bit of a boost from the 40s that we have seen in the journey. I've skipped the 10 and the 12 because they're both 40s. I thought the 42% of this and the extra little bit on the 18 might be a bit more interesting to me and to you, in case you were sitting on the fence about stuff like this like I was. Now it's called 7 Wood because it's got 7 different wood types in the mix. They've got 1 American oak and 6 different French oak ones from different regions. So if you're interested in what those are, you can go and check those out online, but I'm not going to state those there just for sake of brevity. So what we've got here is a 42% whiskey that's sold for around £54. I will get into the value of that a bit later on, but it's worth noting that if you're patient enough, you can find this a lot cheaper, maybe in supermarkets. In fact, on day of recording, which is a little over a week before this video goes out, I saw it on Amazon in the UK for £38, which is a pretty good deal, I have to say, but might not be there now. So like I said, it's just worth paying attention to the ebbs and the flows on the deals, just like with the Journey. I remember saying in that video that when it was first released, it was a little bit expensive, and hence the reason why I probably avoided it. Now it's becoming a little bit more reasonable, and it's kind of fitting into that kind of okay priced bracket now. In any case, let's talk about what's actually in the glass here and see if that money is worth the price of asking. Underneath, a no-nonsense whiskey coin. Now on the nose, it's some honeys, some vanillas, a touch of kind of citrusy, and in my tasting notes I wrote a bit of jam in the background, but might be mistaking that for kind of marmalade-y vibe. But I have to say there's not a hell of a lot going on here. It's just a really nice smelling jam for sure, but it's not particularly deep or complex. Just very easy going. Let's try on the palate. Okay, now as you might expect from the lower ABV and the chill filtration, it's quite thin on the palate. A lot of those honeys and vanillas I'm not really picking up on the actual palate itself, but I've got bags of spices. About there. So about sort of 3 to 5 seconds of swishing. You're getting loads of spices. I've been sort of talking about cinnamon, nutmeg. On the back end, there's a little bit of sweetness from the vanilla. And the finish is kind of short to medium, very spicy. Not too bad at all, I have to say. Now, going back around to the start, when I was doing my research on prices, I was very prepared to say that £54 is too expensive for this whiskey. And I stand by that. It is too expensive for this whiskey when you look at what you can get for that same price. That's really where I would place this. You have to compare it to what you can get for that price, and there are far better whiskies for that price. However, when I was doing my research, I found this for a quite respectable £38. Now, I'm not saying you can't get better whiskies for £38 as well, because of course if you do your research and keep looking around, you definitely can. But if you are interested in Jura, they do ebb and flow on prices, and they are on kind of stock deals quite frequently, especially in the UK. I'm not sure if where you are in the expanse of the world where this kind of comes in at, but I would heartily recommend you look out for these deals because it's not too bad at £38. I have to say, it's I probably still would pick the Journey over it. That's just a wee bit cheaper now. Like you can pick that up for between £20 and £25, which is a bit of a bargain. Because we don't know the kind of age in this, the kind of added colour, the ABV, it's all a bit of a questionable package for value, and I still stand by £54 is probably a little bit too expensive, even though I have to say the liquid is fairly tasty and very easygoing and pretty much a guilt-free sipper. Ideally, just a little bit less expensive.